List week. This is the second last one of the 2023 list week. Worst movies of 2023. I've got 10 of these. So let's get into it. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was probably the second worst one of this year. When I first reviewed it, I gave it like a B plus or a C plus, I think. But when I look back at it, I'll probably rate it lower. This movie was like just dumb. They made Kang like the butt of the joke of which this movie is. Even though that Jonathan Majors is fantastic as Kang, but they made his character weak, which, if you know Kang, he is not weak at all. But this one made him just a joke. The Marvels, I thought this movie was pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. But if you look at it as a movie in general, it is a mess. It is really poorly made. And the only thing holding it together is the chemistry between the three actresses. Rebel Moon is the definition of disappointing. It wanted to be an R-rated Star Wars movie, which it has some aspects of Star Wars, but it's not even R-rated, it's PG-13, which I don't know why. Apparently there's like a 3-hour cut of it being rated R, which they should have honestly just released that version and removed all of the slow-mo that was in this one. It's like a 2-hour and 13-minute movie, and it felt like longer than that, with all the slow-mo and the style that Zack Snyder wants to go for, which I am not a hater on Zack Snyder at all. Some of his films I thought are really great, but this one is the most Zack Snyder movie, with all the slow-mo, all the uninteresting characters. The only good thing about this film is the world, and it just looks kind of cool, but everything else is just a major letdown. Fast X is another disappointing movie. I honestly didn't have high expectations at all, but surprisingly it's below my expectations. I honestly dozed off when it was the most exciting part, which wasn't really exciting at all. The bridge fight scene. This film is way too long than what it needs to be, and it being a two-parter, I don't know what they're gonna do with the other one. Little Mermaid is another extremely disappointing film. I didn't really have high expectations for this one either, as with all of the live-action remakes. This film is just bad on every level. I don't even know how it made the original story worse, but it did. And the visuals weren't that great. The character wasn't great either. The only good thing about it is the ability of Halle Bailey is able to sing, because she's fantastic at singing. But that she's pretty much like the only good part is her singing. Otherwise, everything else is just a no-no. Exorcist Believer, again, didn't really have high expectations, but it went below them somehow. It was so bad that the state of horror movies, even though there are great ones, but these remakes or sequels or whatever this one was, it just was bad in every way. 65, you have Adam Driver, trying to fight off some dinosaurs back in time. They made it so boring somehow with such a cool concept, and having Adam Driver with somebody that doesn't understand English. I don't know where they went wrong there, but again, another bad movie. Ghosted, another definition of a bad movie. Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. How can you go wrong with those incredible actors, and this story was just very interesting. The only think redeemable part is some of the action, but the set pieces weren't great, and everything about it, even the poster, terrible. The Meg 2, I gave this film an F, my first F that I've ever done. The one after this one I didn't reveal, but I would have also given an F, but this film is just terrible in every single way. Jason Statham plays the exact same character as he always plays. This film is just boring, only like 10 minutes of action, and again, terrible. But of course, no surprise, the worst one is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Ever since that Winnie the Pooh got into the public domain, of course, there's going to be a horror thing attached to it, and they made this terrible. I knew that the concept of this, including with Mickey Mouse, that also has like 3 horror properties with it. This film is terrible in every single way. There is literally no story. It's just Winnie the Pooh going on a rampage, killing people for no reason. I honestly don't really know how much to say of any of these. Terrible films all around. Disappointing to terrible. This year for film has either been pretty good or pretty bad. There's been a lot of great movies, so expect my best list tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty good one. It's going to be a very long list, so expect that. Anyway, worst list week almost finished, so yes, that's all. Have a good one.